What is up, everybody? Oh, crap. We were testing. Please connect. Yes, okay. All right, we're getting some massive feedback before. I'm actually just going to. Testing. Oh, wait. No. Let's stick with this microphone. Let's stick with this microphone. Okay, so that's fine. Can you guys hear me? Testing. One, two, three. Why don't let me go get my computer. My other computer. All right, testing. I think it's working. You guys can hear me. Hopefully, the last live had really bad feedback, so I got headphones in now. Oh man, shit. Okay. All right, guys, can you hear me? How's everybody doing? Say something in the chat so I know that people are here and everything's working okay. Let me pull up Facebook. Let's see if Facebook is. Oh shit! What's up, Junk 180? So, Junk 180 in the house. Thank you for joining me. One of my investors in the building. We have a special guest coming on, who's also been in the junk removal business for God. How many years did he say he was in the? I want to say he was in the junk removal business for 15 years. He's been in the junk removal business for a good minute. Oh, am I not logged into Facebook on this computer? Here, let me just pull it up on my phone. Make sure I'm live on Facebook too. Haha, we are. Look, see? Oh, it won't focus unless I adjust the lens, but we're live on Facebook. See the big red? All right, guys. So let me make sure my guest joins. Is the event with that guy? Funny. Yes. And it's only because we don't deal with he doesn't deal with haters. So there's a method to everybody's madness. Join when ready. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? So we're going to be talking about an event coming up that I'm going to be speaking at in Austin, Texas. But we're also talking with another junk removal expert. So if you have any questions, he's been in the business for many years. He sold his business successfully too. I think he was in the business for somewhere between 10 to 15 years. Hot mess. I will. I'll get you back in. And we'll get that solved because just hit hot mess. Just hit me up. I'll get you back in. HK, what's up? BCS, BBQ, Michael Macedo, what's up? Max Disposal in the house. Dump Stars, what's up? Cisco, what's up? Thank you guys for joining me. Man, you guys are gonna see some crazy. So I'm starting an autopilot. Oh, by the way, I should ask the community, like. Sean Jazz, Russberry's not listening. He has me blocked. He can't see my content, and I can't see his because he blocked me. Yeah, Austin, I'll be in Austin, Texas next month. Uh-oh, child abduction. Oh, shit. Wait, an evacuation in our area, honey? Wait, hold on. They're not the fire's not coming towards us, is it? hold on. Okay, it's an evacuation warning though. There's evacuation warning and then mandatory. Man, I hope this fire it's going the other direction than us. If it comes this direction, I'm gonna get pissed. I'll beat up the fire with my bare fists. We might be getting evacuated, guys. The fire is really bad, but it's like it's going a different direction than us. It's like close to us, but it's going west, north, northwest. So, but yeah, I just got an evacuation warning. After a warning is a mandatory. So, I got yeah, some of you guys might be in LA. Oh, let me make sure. Hey, hold on. Let me make sure the guest joins. Yeah, guys, how's everybody doing? There's gonna be a lot of junk removal in Los Angeles after this shit. There is going to be, wow, it's gonna be, dude. It's not a thing to laugh about. I'm sorry. It's not a. This is not. It's sad. This is very sad. This is a very sad thing. Thousands of buildings have been destroyed. But fuck, is junk removal gonna make some money if you're in Los Angeles right now? So guys, what's up, Amber? How you doing? HK, Tahi. Yeah, don't worry. Autopilot will be safe. Are you an investor, Tahi? So, okay. Did UV say something?
Yeah, she said pickup is inside and she said she got evacuation warning.
Let me pull up the evacuation map or the fire map. Let's see, Los Angeles fire map. I don't know what to Google. I don't think it's coming this direction though, so I'm kind of confused. Because we're close to it, but like, yeah, I feel like I think we'll be okay, guys. Don't worry. Your investment's safe. Where's our star of the show? Good talk early. Oh yeah, did you guys see the last show? I'm gonna have him on again because the dude was a like that guy, Andy Wines. He knows his shit, bro. He knows his shit. Like, all right. Hey Andrew, love the videos. Thank you, American Junk Busters. Okay, all right, guys. We have our guest. All right, what is up? Hey, can you hear me? Okay, Matt. Say something so I can make sure your audio comes through.
Can you hear me?
Okay, cool. All right, guys. Real quick so I can do your introduction. How many years were you in junk removal?
13.
13, okay. All right, guys. I have Matt Fitch here. Not only an investor in... Sorry, let me close the door. Not only an investor in Autopilot, but he has now become a very good friend of mine. I would say we have crossed the boundary line of acquaintance, work friend to actual friend. If I was in Austin, I'd be like, hey man, take me to get some barbecue right now, or let's go. So he's become a really good friend. He was in junk removal, killed it in junk removal for 13 years. And some of you guys may know Matt Fitch. He's got a YouTube channel. He's on Facebook. He runs the largest Facebook group on Facebook. There's like 35,000 members. And all Matt does is give. And we're not really here to talk about what Matt does though. I think we're about here to talk about something else. But I want you guys to know he knows his shit in junk removal. He lived it for 13 years. In comparison, I was only in the business for 2.5 years before I sold. He was in the business for 13 years. He's a wealth of knowledge. So if you guys have questions, feel free to ask. But we're going to be talking about some cool stuff today. and I'm glad. It's been a long time, Matt. The last time I had you on my show, I think was it like was it a year ago, something like that?
It might have been, man. At least 6 months.
Yeah,
How you doing?
like good. Yeah, I think it's when I interviewed you about your business, and we started talking, and then you decided to invest in autopilot, and here we are now, trying to make you
Oh
guys
yeah.
all trying to make you guys all um HK, can you answer questions? How do you come up with the name for your company? Yeah, if you guys have questions, go ahead and ask your questions. We'll go through them later. So please ask your questions. We'll get to them. But let's get to the meat and potatoes of what Matt and I want to talk about. So Matt, um, thank you for coming on again. Thank you for being an investor. Thank you for having faith in me. Thank you for being such a good person and giving back to the community. Um, you know, uh, you and I talk a lot over the last year. So thank you for all of that and welcome back. And what are we here to discuss? Like, what's good? Why don't you say hello to the audience? Tell them, give them a little 60-second pitch. Say what's up, and then let's get into what we're gonna talk about in this session.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate you having me on. And the feeling's mutual, bro. We're definitely friends. So I really enjoy the relationship that we've been able to build, and I'm proud of you. You're killing it. I know you're working your ass off, and yeah, you did your thing with Jedi junk removal in 2 years. It took me 11 years to even get close to doing that. So I
Mhm.
got a ton of respect for what you did and what you do.
Hey,
And
one real quick, Matt. One thing I want to tell people is what I want to respond to you is what's the population of Austin?
the metro area now, I think he's up to about 2 million. But I think if you were to just look at like like the Austin, like the metro, or like the what's the name for it? Like the actual city,
Yeah,
uh, Austin proper. That's the
two
term I was looking for. I
two
think it's
two
like a half.
million. Half. So I'm in Los Angeles County, 9 million. Ever since COVID, well, it was 11 million, but ever since COVID and everybody left to go to Texas, it's like 9 million.
Wow.
So what I always tell people is like, I'm in a higher cost of living state. I have 4 times your population. Since I was good at Google Ads, it was a little easier for me to just crank the dial. Most people don't have that luxury of just cranking the dial. So I like people to understand that. But yeah, anyways, Michael also says Matt is good people. I watch everyone. Matt gives, 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 and doesn't expect anything in return. Absolutely.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, dude, that's kind of what it's about. Like, and that's what we're here to talk about tonight. Like we're gonna talk about the leadership event, February
Yeah. So
21st.
let's get okay. So
Come up.
let's get into this. February 21st,
Yeah.
aka like next month. What's going? What is this? What's going? What is this event?
The Mindset Matters Leadership Conference. So we're gonna get together and we're gonna talk about what it takes to be a leader. We're gonna help you guys understand what it means to be a leader, and it really is a mindset shift because like when we start off our entrepreneurial journeys, we're usually small business owners. A lot of times we're out there by ourselves. And, if we're successful small business owners, like we don't need to be motivated by somebody else. We don't need somebody else to lead us. Like we get
Mm-hmm.
up every day. You got 10 jobs on the schedule. The adrenaline will keep you going, even if you don't have sleep, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so at that point, it's like all about grit and hard work and overcoming adversity and, fighting and, like courage and
Mm-hmm.
fearlessness. But then, like, we get to a point where we start to have employees and we start delegating and we want to grow our
Yeah.
company and we need to shift from being like an employee and a manager to being a leader. And it's a completely different mindset because when we're out there by ourselves, like just going hard, we get tunnel vision, we're going 100 miles an hour. But when we have to, start taking care of other people, that's what it is. Like instead of, going 100 miles an hour, we kind of need to slow down. And instead of taking care of ourselves, now we have to take care of everybody on our teams. And like that's what leadership is all about. instead of, always being on fire and always being at the front of the line, it's understanding that, what do we have to do to, create a good place for these people to work? What do we have to do to, get these people who aren't owners to be like fired up about coming to their job? They got to be passionate about it. They're going to be proud of who they're working for. And so creating those types of environments and having compassion, generosity, vulnerability, like these are all things we don't have to do when we're starting out on our own. But when we start to build teams, it's a complete mind shift. And so that's why I called it the Mindset Matters Leadership Conference. I'm bringing rock stars like you, Matt and JoJo,
Matt,
Kevin
JoJo, Kevin has.
Yes, dude. It's gonna be awesome, man. We're gonna have a ton of awesome speakers. So the educational stuff is there, the motivational, the inspirational, like the ability to network with peers, the ability to network with mentors is there. But we're doing it on a 300-acre wellness retreat, like a
Ooh.
4.5-star. Yes, dude. Camp Lucy in Dripping Springs, Texas is, they say it's a 4-star resort, but I don't know. Maybe I've never been to a 5-star, but it's the fucking Ritz-Carlton.
Google's, dude, every time I look at like
Yeah.
Ritz-Carlton and you look up hotels, it'll always,
Yeah.
it always says 4-star, and I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? The Ritz, what's a five? What the hell's a 5-star then? Is there billionaires out there that I don't understand? There's secret hotels. Yeah, it's
I don't know.
yeah, it's a
But
5-star
yeah,
for sure.
so it's a leadership conference where we're going to go and we're going to talk about being leaders and getting to understand what that means and hearing from leaders and developing our leadership skills. But it's on a wellness retreat, and the reason why I'm doing that is because, dude, like we got to take care of ourselves before we can look after a bunch of people. And so creating a space where we can go and learn about leadership, but also like recharge our own batteries. And, like we're going to get some pretty friggin' awesome activities to do, like in between the speeches. We're going to, like, you get to choose from a couple activities. So instead of just sitting down all day, like you could choose from olive tasting, mixology. You could do a wine tasting tour. You could do a history tour of Camp Lucy. You could do archery and hatchets. There's a hiking deal. You could do a vineyard tour. Friggin' Texas two-step. Like they have fishing. So like we get to
that's crazy.
take off. Yes, and it's fucking awesome. And all right, check this out, dude. The events are like the meals are prepared by an executive chef. The chick that was from LA, she's been the executive chef for like major awards.
It
Like
better be Gordon Ramsay there.
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
So the idea is to, when the mask drops, and cabin pressure on the airplane is sucking out. Like we got to put the mask on ourselves before we can
Right.
help our wife.
So
we're gonna go and we're gonna take care of ourselves and we're gonna reward ourselves for one day and a whole bunch of other stuff. But that's the idea, man. Oh, one more thing. Super fucking excited. Sorry, I got a bad mouth. I met with our coordinator today, Michaela, and I didn't think they had barbecue, but they do.
Nice.
And so like that's that's one of the best things that that their chef does is it's going to be like a Texas barbecue spread with smoked brisket and chicken and beans.
I love me some smoked brisket.
Yes, but there'll be vegetarian options if someone's showing up. But like people are going to come with their spouses. Like bring your adolescents. Like it's not just for junk removal.
Okay.
I don't think anybody but junk removal guys have signed up so far. But like it's our keynote speaker. The dude's a retired Navy SEALs officer.
So let me pause because I can't retain all that information. I want to backtrack and ask you questions before we get into the keynote speaker. So sorry guys to interrupt. I know I hate when people interrupt guests, but Matt just gave me so much information I have to backtrack and ask questions. So real quick before I ask you some questions, guys, ask your questions. We'll get to them. We got a lot of questions coming through. Ask questions about the event. If you have questions about Matt, ask those. Try not to ask questions about like generic junk advice for me. Try to keep it tailored towards Matt. But if you have a pressing question, please ask. But Matt, I want to go back real quick and I want to ask you a question because I think this is something that is personal to you because I know you a little bit and I'd like to understand the reasoning behind this. Most, actually not most, all conferences in the junk removal space, from JunkCon to Ricardo's Junk Summit to my junk meetup. Well, there was no mine was just literally meetup to the Junk Expo. To as far as everything that I know has always been more educationally. Let me cram a bunch of information on how to like get leads, right? Whatever, what operations and so this is a because the keynote speaker, which we'll get into, what you're having people talk about is a little bit different. I'm a Tony Robbins guy. I love Tony Robbins. I'm all about mindset. But why is this important to you? Like there obviously is something here that this is different than anything, and this is why I'm excited, guys. This is different. This is I'm sure there's gonna be some junk removal educate. Like I'm sure there's gonna, but I want to know like why mindset matters. Like why is that important to you?
So, like, I went through a lot before I ever started a business. And, everybody has been through shit. Like, everybody's got
Yeah.
adversity, they got stuff from their past. And
Right.
uh, I'm no different, and so, over time, as every time we like overcome another adversity, we get a little stronger and we get a little wiser, our skin gets a little thicker. And, when I got into business, one of the things I realized for myself was that when it was going really, really good, that's kind of when I took my foot off the gas, and I was like, holy shit, I made it. You know what I mean? Like, rock star, let's go on vacation, let's do this, we're ready to go. It's like, but you're not there yet. And so you get knocked down again, and then you gotta fucking pull everything back together and try to make it back bigger. And what I realized is that like every time we go through adversity, that's when we're learning the most. That's when we're growing the most. And whoever gets through adversity faster, that's when we're passing our peers. Like we're not passing, like, none of us passed each other up in COVID. We all just made a fuckload of money. You know what I mean? It got a little tougher over the last couple of years, and so we're starting to see, separate men from boys, and
Can
it's
I
different.
can I chime in what you said with the whole adversity thing?
Yeah.
If you like, I heard this amazing quote and you just reminded me of it. It's gonna make me tear up a little bit because I have a son and a daughter, and you said with adversity is growth, right? We kind of like all get that, but there was this quote that somebody said, and it was if you were to ask God, like I'm not, I don't want to bring religion to this everybody, but let's just God, right? God, I want my son, my daughter, or me to be to be able to handle resilience or adversity. God, how can I do that? Would God give you an easy life or would God give you a tough life? How do you build like so if you're going to be a resilient person, God's going to give you a difficult life. Hey, God, I want to be more patient. Is God going to make things easy for you? Or is he going to make you wait and God, I you get the idea is like if
Yeah,
you
that's such a
have to
good question.
and it hit me so hard. It's like I want this. Do you if you want this, what do you think you need to go through? And this is all like my so yeah keep going like you just reminded me of that quote and I don't remember the quote but you get where I'm going with it.
A
It's
100%. Yes, because we get stronger through adversity, and we want better for our kids, like because we don't want our kids to have to struggle like with what we went through. And so, for me, I've always, even from as early as I could remember, like I remember wanting to break cycles. Like I remember saying I was going to be a good dad. Like my kids were going to have a dad. We were going to get to go. I was going to take them on vacations. They were going to get nice clothes, like at the beginning of the school year, like all of these things that I didn't have. And so you want that, and I got that for my kids. And but now it's like they're growing into young adults, and I'm like, do they have the tools? Because like, is it too easy? And it's easier for my daughter than it was for my son because they're
Mm,
5 or 6 apart, and there was a lot of growth for me over in the 5 years. And so like we're raising my daughter different than we raised my son, because
mm,
there was just a different season. And so like, yeah, it's like a fine line, because you want for your kids better than what you had, but it's like it's almost like the more adversity we go through, the stronger we get, and the more resilient you get, the more unique you get, and like people people gravitate to that, and it gives you more of a story. But it's like you don't want that for your kids. You don't want your kid to fucking deal with like
exactly.
trauma,
Yeah.
And so it's like, how do you give them some adversity and encourage them to make a few mistakes, when they're like 15 and 16, when they're still under the roof, and like we can see it and we can help them get through it. And
Yeah.
like parenting is really interesting when
It's a son of a bitch,
like
is
if
what it
you're coming
is.
from what
It's a son of a bitch parent. Like
it
we're
is, it's
always
the best and
questioning.
the worst.
Even with my son right now, because I raised my daughter, I think she's going to be a phenomenal woman. She's about to hit puberty, but I question like, okay, but now it's like my son. How do I make sure I raise my son the right way? Um, you know, do I need to make sure? But yeah, well, I don't want to go too deep because I do want to get into. Oh shit! Hold on, hold on, hold on. Sorry, evacuation warning. Let me just make sure we're not getting disregard last evacuation warning. See, I was like, I knew the fires weren't coming this way. I was sorry,
Bro, I
guys.
was gonna ask you, like, how's everything going? How close
Oh
is that
shit!
shit to
Wait.
you?
Oh shit! Why did it disconnect? Hold on. Let me reconnect my iPods. We're gonna get feedback. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, hold on. Um, Let me connect to my AirPods. Say something, Matt.
Something, Matt.
Okay. Haha, funny. All right, so yeah, anyways, so that I get it. That's why so mindset's very important to you because it's something you just dealt with a lot. So
It
because
is.
we could talk forever about mind, like we can go forever because I have lots of personal examples and that's what we're going to be talking about here. We'll get to me in a minute, but let's get to the meat and potatoes real quick because I don't want people, while we got 27 of you guys here, let's get to the exciting part, which is kind of like, I know all of you are coming to see me, of course, because I'm the most amazing you. No, I'm just kidding. Let's talk about the keynote speaker. Um, I mean, first of all, just how did you meet him? And this guy seems like a badass. Give some info. Who's this keynote speaker that you have?
Yeah, sure. Well, his name's Mike Sorelli, and he's from Austin. I met him hauling his junk, so he found iHaul online and hired us, and so I did probably 20 jobs for him over, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. And towards the end of my iHaul experience, like one of the last jobs I did with him, I finally decided to look him up. And I looked him up because he's he was the best customer that you can have. Everything about a good customer, he was it. And
Good.
like, so if I'd show up with the crew, of course he'd let us work, but like his jobs were always really, really easy, and he always like tipped. Like they were like $300 or $400 jobs, just cardboard, and he tipped like $100. And it's like, I mean, it was easy. And so sometimes I'd go alone, and anytime I'd go alone, he'd always come out. I'd be like, Mike, hey, like this is my job, man. Go
Mm-hmm.
inside, go do what you need to do. Let me do this. He's like, no, man, I need to be here. Like this, I need this. I need this. And I was like, what the fuck's he talking about? What do you mean you need to pick up garbage? And and he was just we'd have 10 or 15 minutes of just really great conversation. He's an authentic, genuinely nice, successful guy. And so I
Mm-hmm.
looked him up. First thing I found was him on the Joe Rogan Experience. I was like, fuck, okay, what's going on here?
He
He
was on
had a
Joe.
really nice.
Wait, he was on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, yeah. So yes, And so I dug deeper. He's got a daily
Oh, so
podcast
he's
that he
he's kind of
does.
a he's kind of a big deal then if he was on Joe Rogan.
He's got a daily podcast on Sports Illustrated. So he gets paid by Sports Illustrated. He founded a couple different organizations, the Talent War Group, uh, another one. So, but he spent 20 years. He retired from the Navy SEALs. He was a Navy SEALs officer, and so when he retired from that, he is when he started transitioning into civilian life and figuring out how to go from being a soldier to being like a business owner. And so he wrote a few best-selling books, like top of the charts like books.
Hmm.
And so he travels all over the world, and he trains on leadership, and he's a speaker.
So he was a Navy SEALs guy, is what you're saying though, for 20
He
years.
was, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So I think he retired probably over 10 years ago, maybe 15 or whatever. But he's been pretty thick in it, running businesses and things like that. But he could do the guy gets paid 25 to 50 to give an hour long speech.
Yeah, so
And so
he's a badass.
he's a freaking badass. He's the nicest badass that you've ever met. And
Those are
so
the best
like,
badasses.
yes, and when you hear him talk, he's that's kind of his shtick. He's like, he talks about that, and he's like the most baddest motherfuckers that like that everybody could
Mm,
trust and look up to, and the leaders of the elite. It wasn't the guy with the biggest muscles. It wasn't the guy that was cocky and would smash everyone in the face. He was, yeah, no, no. The dude's fucking ripped. Mike Sorelli he looks like a fucking machine because he is what he is. But that's not his message. His message is about compassion and vulnerability, and
yeah.
letting people see us as human, and so that through moments of vulnerability, dealing with our own adversities, even like
Hmm.
now, instead of trying to hide it,
Yeah.
like just be honest with the people and be like, guys, I'm going through some fucking shit, and it's gonna be a little hit or miss for a few weeks, but I'm a soldier, I'm gonna get through it, and being honest with your people that you're leading, and having transparency and open lines of communication so that they can voice their opinions. Like that's so that's what he talks about. That's what he's about. He's a fucking badass. And for whatever reason, he agreed to do our event. And I
That's
mean, I'm
awesome.
telling you, I'm not paying him his full price. And he wouldn't expect me to. And so I'm really grateful that he's
That's
doing it.
awesome.
And he's just a really good guy.
So
I'm looking
Mike,
forward to what he has to say.
oh, and by the way, guys, real quick, let me mattfitchevents.com, right? Let me plug this right now. So if you
Yes,
guys want to
sir.
go learn Matt Fitch Events, plural, right? Matt Fitch Events. So
Mm-hmm.
guys, if you want to go learn more about this event, it's next month. It's in Austin, Texas. MattFitchEvents.com. Go there. You can contact Matt. You can read about the speakers, and I'm excited, and I'm also intimidated because he's such a badass. But I know Matt Vick is speaking, Joni's speaking, Kevin Hess is speaking, a bunch of people in the junk removal community. I'm speaking, and yeah, I really appreciate. I'm surprised you asked me to speak, and I'm a little nervous, but I guess I'll give you guys kind of a since I'm going to be speaking at your event. I guess I'll talk real quick, guys. By the way, before I talk about me speaking there and whatnot, let's power through. Get some questions in right now. You guys got like 60 seconds. Get some questions. I'm just gonna power through these questions, Matt. Um, we already said that one.
Yeah, I'm
Matt is
looking
good
at him.
people. We read that from Michael. Yes, Matt is a good people. Pray for LA. Thank you. Jamie says, I was just looking up Dripping Springs, Texas. I think she might be going. Jeffrey says, what kind of meat and potatoes? Haha, funny. 5 star
Jamie's
as
going.
Jamie. Nice. I can't wait to meet you, Jamie. Um, Passion words. I need some rib tip. Oh, John Stromberg is our biggest investor now. John, I hope to see you there.
I love that.
Um, he is our biggest investor. John, thank you so much. If you come, I will personally feed you rib tip. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's GAY. But I have a feeling we're going to get another banger of excellence here today. Junk Punk, absolutely. You know, we are just talking about the event, but I hope you're going to get value from this, and I hope you come to the event. I'd love to meet you. Oh, Junk Punk says I had to get sober. 35. You know, I have a lot of friends, and I just like, you know, I drink alcohol here and there, but I understand why people get sober. I don't have a problem with alcohol, um, but I can see how it can be like it's affected me. I wake up hungover, and if sobriety is what you need to do, that's that's all. I completely support that because honestly, I don't like it either. It's just a nice little social relaxation. Um, you know, but I know there's people who like need it to relax, and that's where it gets dangerous. If you can't deal with your emotions um, without it, that's bad. You need that's the whole part of human life is that's what makes us special, right? Like anger, pain, hurt. You need to feel those emotions. Don't numb them. Don't be like Mike Cirilli. Don't be a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, hey, Junk
See
Punk.
what?
That's hey, 35 fucking months. That's awesome. That's 3 years. Matt, correct me if I'm wrong. You're sober for a certain amount of years too.
Yeah, man. Almost 5 years, bro.
5 years?
Yes. Did you
Dang.
see what? Did you see what Jamie said? She said, "Smoke, man."
You know, so we call that California sober. And Jamie, there's nothing wrong with weed, and I know people use it for medical reasons and blah 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 blah. But weed is never. I've hated weed since high school. I smoked it one time, hated it. It makes me lazy. It makes me eat. Um, it makes me the worst kind of person. And I know it's not for everybody, but I do know a lot of people, and a lot of movies portray weed as lazy people. Every Dave Chappelle skit is fucking sitting on a couch eating chips, smoking weed. So there's Dave Chappelle spits truth. Now I know people use it for reasons other than that. So Jamie, if you use it for that, I understand. But weed does make people lazy, and I've seen it. Alcohol makes you crazy and make really bad decisions. Weed makes you lazy and sit on a fucking couch and not be motivated. Um,
Hey, my
uh,
thing for alcohol, if you want my 2 cents on it, I dude, I didn't think I had a problem either, but like once or twice a year, I'd like do some crazy shit that would like come close to ending my life or like fucking like family
yeah, yeah,
ultimately shit. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And so like, yeah, all right. So 99.9% of the time, I could grab a 6 pack, have a few beers, no problem. But like, dude,
what?
when I fucking like,
Yeah, I gotcha.
like it's not worth it if I'm gonna
You're
die.
you're you're
Come
you're
close
naked.
to dying once a
You're
year.
naked driving a pickup truck at 100 miles an hour. That one, something crazy.
That's not far from. That's kind of what happened last. Yeah, the last time I drank, that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, that's
I wasn't
crazy.
naked. I wasn't naked.
Yeah, I have friends who like they blacked out and they woke up naked in front of some apartment complex. I'm like, what the fuck? I've never. How does that even happen? Like, like it's just mind blowing to me. But some people it's that way. But anyways, okay,
Yeah.
we can talk about that forever too. But Matt, you asked me to speak, guys. Um, so I'm going to be speaking at this event, and normally I would talk about Google Ads, technical stuff, software, and maybe we'll talk. I'll meet with you guys on the side. But Matt, want me to talk about something a little different this time, and I guess I'll give you guys a little taste of it of what I'm going to be talking about. Is I have a different mindset. I I went through a very weird. For some reason, I have no father, no, a single mother, and there's something about my story that's very personal that I'm debating on sharing about my mother. I'm going to get her permission because it really shaped who I am as a person and how I look at people. My mother was just a certain type of person that shaped me and my mindset. And single mother working her ass off, doing what she had to do to survive, to take care of me. And I've always been this business guy, for fucking some reason, since age of 10. I've always wanted to build stuff. Computer stuff is what I fell into. And when I dropped out of high school, guys, junior year. I'm an uneducated dropout with no GED. I want you guys to like, and I made $2.1 million 1 year later. Went back to my high school and rubbed it in their faces. My refocus teacher which was the catch-up class, and I bragged and showed them my first Yahoo and Google check for $200,000 as an 18-year-old kid, 17 and a half. And you gotta, and this is self-made. I made this all myself from all the hard work from 11 years old to 18 years old. So I earned it. I was proud of it. So I started rubbing it in people's faces. I became this, I was never a cocky. I never thought I was better than anybody, but I still was like, I'm the shit. So, but then I lost it all. Spent it like a fool. And then people were calling me one hit wonder, and it fucked with my, so it gives you a little bit of a taste of, and I made it back 5 years from 18. 5 years later, I made it back. Then I lost it again. So I have some I'm a little, and then here I am picking up trash. So I don't want to spoil the story. It's going to be, I have a lot. I think my story is a little bit different than most. Most people probably won't resonate with it, but I think people will find it interesting because of where I started at such a young age, where people looked at me as this like tech genius. And then here I go to junk removal. It's a wild ride. So that's going to be what I'm going to be talking about, guys. I'm going to be opening up about my journey from dropping out of high school to picking up trash, from essentially being a multi-millionaire. And guys, just to give you a taste, I had a Bentley paid in cash. I had a Lamborghini leased. I had a Range Rover paid in cash. I had a mansion that I was leasing, that was renting, that was stupidly over. 10 years ago, I was you wouldn't catch me without a Louis Vuitton wallet, belt. Like, now I wear shit from Temu and Crocs. So,
mindset shift.
Mindset shift and a complete identity shift, and junk removal is in that story. So, I'm going to be going through that story, that mindset shift, because I was never suicidal, but I went through depression. Can you imagine making 2.5 million, losing it, making 3 million, losing it, and then your identity's attached to Bentleys and Lamborghinis, and you think people own? Everybody goes through it, but what makes my story interesting, guys, is I ended up in junk removal. So, and junk removal fixed me. Junk removal was my therapist. It really was. It was my therapist. It brought me down to reality and made me understand a lot of things. I never thought white collar was better than blue collar, but it really made me understand like who I am as a person. And anyways, that's my story, guys. I don't want to spoil it, and I hope to see you guys there. And if you guys want to hear Mike Sorelli, Matt Vick, let's talk about my story. If you guys want to hear my story, but let's talk about Matt Vick's story. Matt Vick also has a crazy fucking story.
Yes. It was an amazing, amazing speech that he gave at the Junk
And I'm
Expo.
hey, can you go on about the speakers for like 60 seconds? I gotta pee really bad. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Just ramble for a second.
For sure. Yeah, man. So Matt, Vic, Joan, and JoJo are going to be there. They're going to be getting up there and talking about their story. But yeah, if you weren't at the Junk Expo a couple months ago, Matt Vick definitely stopped the show. So that was one of I think maybe that was probably the biggest impact that I took away from the Junk Expo was Matt Vick's personal story and Kevin Hess. Just, like connecting with them and hearing their stories was I mean, that's what stood out the most for me. And so that's why they're there. And that's why it's Mindset Matters, because it's not just about, like who can run the fastest and the hardest. Like I was telling Andrew, when we when we shift from being, like just a solo entrepreneur, or, working by ourselves, or, we get to the point where maybe we're managing some people, but are we really leading them? And I didn't learn anything about
Sorry, guys, that
leadership.
echo is my
when I
fault.
was- I
Sorry.
didn't learn anything about leadership when I was out there running 100 miles an hour. I was moving too quick. I was too busy being an employee and being a manager to even think about leadership. I didn't even know like what it was. And so I did a lot of shit wrong. And it wasn't until I started researching leadership and learning about leadership from other leaders did I understand even what leadership was. And so like a mindset shift, is imperative if we're going to go from just being these, being a junk hauler with one or two guys, or to doing what we want to do. Have multi-million-dollar businesses with teams and trucks, and like it shifts away from courage and fearlessness and speed, and it moves over to taking care of the people. And compassion.
Kevin Hess likes to joke on me, but he also might be right. Kevin Hess always be joking on my bladder. Kevin Hess says, "Get that bladder checked out, Andrew." Hey, Kevin, you know what? Maybe you're just catching me all the time when I gotta pee. Okay? Maybe I just hold it for so long that I'm peeing on camera. Maybe that's my shtick. But yeah, maybe I gotta pee a lot. Okay, I got a small bladder. No, but I'm always drinking.
Jug over here.
So I'm always
I
drinking
peed twice
water.
already.
So Kevin, I drink Diet Coke and water 24/7. Like I have a habit of drinking like people smoke cigarettes. I have to always have, it's the ADHD in me. But yeah. Anyways, hey, forget about it, junk removal. Thank you. And you popped your cherry on your first job. Hell yeah. Matt, the echo should be fixed. Ryan Lamberg, haven't seen you in years. Glad you're doing. Oh, thank you. You must be Ryan from Colorado. Everyone smash that thumbs up. Hell yeah. So one thing that I agree with you and about mindset is if you're going to build a real business, like you can get into this as a solo operator and you can crush it. One truck in LA can make $500,000. One truck in a different lower cost of living state, maybe $300K, and you're on the truck, you're taking phones your 50% profit margins, maybe. You could probably get to that level. You could probably get to $300K and $150K be profit. You'll be working to the bone, for sure. You'll be working to the bone. Your wife and your family won't like you much, but you could do it. But if you're going to, like, we all know the Uber story, right? You hear about CEOs getting fired all the time. The Uber guy, Travis Kalanick, he's in the back of an Uber talking shit about his own employees, and he got fired as the CEO from his own company. And you hear about all these bad, good leader versus bad leader. If you want to grow and scale and there's a difference between fear and respect. I learned this a few years ago, and I used to be that, hey man, I'm gonna have to fire you if you don't get your shit together. You don't want to have people fear you for their job. You want them to respect you, and you want them to show up because they like you as a fucking person and you're a good human. You don't want to have to give them ultimatums. So I love this whole mindset matters things, and I learned that the hard way. However, sometimes with my Filipino virtual assistants, I be using fear because sometimes respect don't work. I'm just kidding, guys. Side joke, but not really. Get your shit together. You're fired. No, but when we're working with Americans, we need. Sorry that. It doesn't matter what country. You guys get what I'm saying. But anyways, Matt, what I'm saying is, yes, absolutely, mindset matters.
Yes, yeah, and I want to add to what you were just saying about we can't lead through fear, and the reason that is because if they're scared, they're not going to be innovative. They're not going to be creative. They're not going to be excited to come to work. They're going to show up and they're going to hide behind their desk and they're going to do the minimum to get by. But if they like and they respect the place and the people they work for, and they're encouraged to come up with
Mm-hmm.
new ideas, and it's okay for them to come up with new ideas. And if they come up with a stupid idea, they're not penalized. And if they try something new and fail, they're not penalized. Like when we create those types of environments, that's when we bring the best out of our people, and we start to develop future leaders who can be the people
Yep.
running the show. And that's what
Kevin
it's all about.
Kevin has says something great. Trust and inspire, not command and control. Abs yeah. There's a time and place for command and control, right? But it's not in business. Command and control maybe on your own decisions, right? But yeah, Kevin was you gave such good advice when it came to you inspired me on thinking. I'm actually thinking with my Filipinos now. Sorry, that sounds racist because if I were to say Mexicans, that's I'm thinking with the people that I hire from the Philippines. There, that's the proper way to say it.
Your
The people.
non-US based assistants.
So what I'm saying is, Kevin gave such good advice that about how he inspires and leads them to help them get to better positions, even if they want to leave your company. If you let them know that you're going to help them navigate into a better part of their journey, whether it's going from um, truck being on the truck to the driver to crew chief to operations manager to maybe running their own junk removal company. If you let them know that you support them, they're going to give you their all because you give them their blessing. And I'm taking that same advice, Kevin, and applying it to not my Philippine my team from the Philippines. And I am building out a curriculum on how they can level up through autopilot. They can start as a basic at the very bottom to learning to being a autopilot, and they can go up $1 an hour or $2 an hour by using the software and being an expert in the software, to the next level being a software expert and really knowing, to the next level being me giving them permission to go into the back end and like fuck with data. That's like that's like now you're like getting $4 or $5 extra an hour. Like probably like all these companies do, and let them know that there's a plan and you will help them reach their goal, and you provide training along the way. So anyways, go on forever, but I 100% agree with all that stuff. So Kevin
Yeah.
was amazing, and I think he was probably one of the best when it came to Mindset Matters at that event. I think you would probably agree with me, right? Kevin threw down on that. Matt Vick had the best inspirational story. Kevin gave solid leadership advice.
Hands down. Yep. The kid, fuck, man, those two brothers just fucking running game on us, like talking to me like I'm an idiot about social
Wait,
media.
which
The
two
junk
brothers?
teams,
Which two
holy
brothers?
shit.
Oh,
The
Junk
junk
Teens.
teams,
Yeah,
man, those
yeah,
guys are fucking awesome,
dude. You
dude.
know, it's crazy because like I remember when I was a little kid and I was like I can run circles around my parents when it came to technology, and here I'm seeing it myself. Although I could run circles around them with code, but they can run circles around me with I'm seeing the same thing happen, and it's wild. It was a very good presentation. So
Yeah,
so we don't go too long, Matt. What final words do you want to say about this conference? I'm super pumped up. I can't wait. And what final words do you have to say about this event?
yeah. I mean, if there's anybody that's within 3 hours of Austin, like, there's no reason why you shouldn't come to this. The
Yeah.
food is worth more than the ticket. And so if you're in the junk removal space, like don't come for me. Like come for Andrew, come for Matt. If you're in the military, our fucking keynote speaker is like a god. and and
Yeah.
so I got a ton of respect for every single person that's going to be there. And there's something for everybody. We've all got different experiences, and so it's going to be good, and like I don't want people to just show up with a notebook and fucking take notes. It's not going to be that. It's going to be like be present, be aware, and pick up on two or three nuggets, that you can actually go in and implement. So it's
Cool.
going to be awesome. I'm super excited. I'm grateful that you're a part of it, and I'm looking forward to hearing what you got to say, and can't wait to see you soon.
Yeah, man. I got a lot to say, so we'll see. We'll see what uh what I can throw down on stage.
You're
um,
the man, bro.
and
Just be yourself.
it's been a wild transition, guys. My junk removal journey, and I gotta say thank you to everybody. And honestly, Matt, you were one of our early investors a year ago. You were like right after Matt Vick. I think you're one of the first five investors out of 150. Now, granted, a lot of these people put $500 in. You put in a lot more. So, but it's really cool you gave your vote of confidence to me a year ago, and maybe even about a year ago. So,
Yeah.
I just watching this junk removal journey, even though I'm not in junk removal anymore personally, just like you're not. You sold your company, but you're still in it. You talk to junk removal people every day about your 13 years of experience. So it's just crazy how junk removal has transformed my life. This little subsection of waste management, and all my friends, you, Matt, Kevin, even though he's always talking shit about my bladder. Matt Vick. So I can't wait to see you guys. And I hope, guys, mattfitchevents.com. Please go there, get a ticket. I think you can call him or get his info if you want to talk to Matt personally, get more information on this. They can contact you, right? Personally, off from the
Yep.
book a call with you
Yeah,
or
you can
something.
text me.
Text
Yeah,
him.
my cell phone, guys. Y'all, my number's on the website. My cell
Numbers on the
phone. If you want
website.
to text me, I'll call you. Yeah,
Yeah.
just
So
text me and I'll call you back.
not only is there going to be a Navy SEAL there with probably the most gangster of leadership skills. I mean, you can't lead Navy SEALs if you're not a leader. You can probably got to be the best leader. So, and then there's going to be Matt Vick. There's going to be JoJo. There's going to be me. There's going to be Kevin Hess. There's going to be who else? Brent.
Brent Durden.
Brent, the one-legged fucking warrior, right? One leg junk removal warrior.
The one-legged fucking junk hauler running
That's
million-dollar
that's some
business.
gangster. We're gonna have this is a gangster lineup of gangsters. So I
Yes.
hope to see you guys there. And if you have questions, hit me up too. If you have personal questions for me, yeah.
Yeah,
Anything
thank you.
else? Any surprises? Any surprise guests, or is that the full lineup? Oh wait, no. There's no
So
there's no surprise guest that can top Mike. But is there anything else we need to know?
yeah, well, Texas Dumpsters and Services, they just launched with, I think they bought like 50 cans. So, like, they just launched like a huge fleet in Central Texas. They're sponsoring our event. So, they're going to be there with like some big trucks and some dumpsters and, trying to give out some deals for local guys. But those guys are awesome. I met one of the founders of that company, hauling junk for him. Like, dude,
Hmm.
if you just got into junk hauling because you wanted to network with like successful people, you'd be winning. Like the
Hmm.
relationships the opportunities, like for the people that we're working for, man. I mean, I've got a few friends good friends that had hired. I didn't fucking know them before they hired me for junk hauling. So it's like, yeah, definitely. So, but one of the founders of Texas Dumpsters and Services, he
Awesome.
hired me he's got a boat and RV
And
storage. And
American Junk Busters, to answer your question, mattfitchevents.com is where you get the tickets.
yeah,
Frank De La Rosa, I hope to see you there. And quick question for you, real quick. I know there's going to be a lot of activities, but also there's breakfast, lunch, and dinner as well. Like good breakfast, lunch, and dinner too. Not some crappy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Is it all three
yeah,
meals?
yeah. So we're gonna do like a brunch. So, like I think it's like 11. So we're
Okay.
gonna do like
So two
a
meals.
breakfast, lunch.
Brunch,
Yep, and then
brunch, and I'm assuming
yep, there's
it's gonna be a good brunch because I don't think they hold back here, right?
no, it's gonna be amazing, man.
No,
So
no
what I
cold
did is
brisket, right? No cold brisket. I'm just
I
kidding.
think
Tri tip, tri tip.
the brunch, yeah, the brunch there. she's gonna send me an email and tell me. I told her like just put the best things, on the brunch. So I don't know exactly what it is, but they have everything, like
It's gonna be good.
sausage gravy and biscuits and
I mean, if they
like
offer archery at this resort, the breakfast is gonna be good. Okay.
yeah. The brunch is gonna be amazing. We're gonna get there. We're gonna show up, do a little mingling. There's a coffee bar and like juice and water and all that. Then we'll do a brunch. We're gonna eat really well for brunch. There's going to be some snacks available like throughout the day. If someone just needs to grab something, there's food, there's drinks provided. Then we're going to do like an actual dinner, and that's going to be the Texas barbecue spread.
Oh, let's
Yeah, so
go.
everything that you would imagine for Texas barbecue, yeah, brisket, chicken, yeah, beans, corn, bread, like all the stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then I think I'm going to add well, I don't think there is an option for if you're a vegetarian. So there'll be a couple other like items there for the buffet, and then guys, the conference is pretty much over like after dinner, but we got a DJ. And we're gonna do an after party, and so we're gonna hang out for a few hours. I'm gonna do an open bar, so that's open
Oh,
drinks for a
there's an
few hours.
open bar.
Not during, but like for the after party,
Okay,
we're gonna do
okay.
the open bar for 3 hours,
I was like,
and so you guys can
that's
have
gonna add
drink.
up.
Well, I mean,
um,
I'm paying a flat rate per head, so
okay.
it's just
So
built into
guys,
the deal.
I hope to see you there. Um, and I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to come to Austin and see your hometown. And I hope to see some of you guys there. So please book your tickets. Um, this is going to be a different. If you were at the Junk Expo, I was teaching something completely different. And if you guys want junk removal tips, you're going to be surrounded by some of the most gangster. I mean, you got Matt there. You've got Matt Fitch there, Matt Vick there. You've got me there. There's going to be but we're also going to be really deep diving into some personal shit of our stories for mindset and leadership and just really mindset. So
Yeah,
thank you. Hey, Junk Punk, thank you so much. Jamie, I crack you up. I appreciate it. And Intact Junk Removal Specialist, thank you. Ricard, blah, 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 blah. Thank you so much, guys. Uh,
Hey,
Matt,
I got one thing to add.
oh, go, yeah, add as much as you want.
All the activities are like like interactive. Most of them are outside. A couple of them are inside, like a wine tasting or whatever. But one of the things that I've talked to the coordinator about is we're going to have an option for if somebody doesn't want to do the activity block, we're going to have like an inside workshop.
Oh, nice,
So
nice.
me and you can talk about that, and whoever wants to be part of that, if like other speakers want to do that, and if you want to do like a little breakout session like during the activity instead of an activity, you could do a breakout session, if someone wanted to do your workshop. So let's talk about
Hell
that
yeah.
more.
Cool.
It'll be an option like instead of activities, you could spend some time over here doing like workshop classroom kind of stuff.
Hell yeah. And John Stromberg, he says you got Happy Holler there. John, if you're really going to be there, shoot me a Facebook message because I'd like to talk to you. Um, because I don't believe you. No, I'm just kidding. John, that'd be awesome to meet you. And yeah, that'd be awesome to meet you. And thank you guys for tuning in. We've had some good viewership on this one. We've had 20 to 40 people live this entire time. So I hope a few of you
Awesome.
come. And it's February 21st, right? February 21st.
Yep.
And in Austin, Texas, mattfitchevents.com. I'll see you guys there. And as always, I leave you guys with this. Success is often covered in dirt, but so is gold at one point. Toodles. Peace.